Hello guys, welcome back to another video with me. If you're new here, hello guys and welcome. My name is Chloe. And if you're not new here, hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Other Brother by Tierney Page. And I have mentioned this book previously on this channel when I bought it from the Spicy Librarian. So I got round to reading it and I am going to review it. But before we get into this, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me. If you like this video, which the video hasn't really got into it yet, so you might not like this video, but if you do like this video, please hit the thumbs up, or at least consider hitting the thumbs up. It would help me so much. So I have my book review here, because I like to write my book reviews and make notes about them so I know what I'm talking about in a video. So I also don't miss out any points as well that I want to include. So this is a 3-part series in the London Heart series. So this is book 1. Book 2 is The Sweet Secret, and book 3 is The Player's Promise. And I have spoken about the London Heart series when I bought them from the Spicy Librarian. I have briefly, I think, spoken about them. So I finally read this one, and I'm currently reading The Sweet Secret, and I will hopefully read The Player's Promise after. So this book has 353 pages, so it's quite a thick book. It's a romance and it's fiction. And it was published in 2025, so it is fairly new. I think I would rate this a 3-star. Originally I was going to rate it 4, but I think based off further criticism that I've made and further observations and thoughts about this book, I think I'm going to rate it a 3-star. Now the reason why I'm rating it a 3-star is mainly because of some of the things that I read in the book that kind of I thought was a bit cringy, or that I didn't really enjoy, and yeah. So it says that it's right. I'm just gonna go through in order of what I've written so that I don't get confused. I enjoyed the book overall. It was a very good book. It was an enjoyable read, and it was something that I think I would read again. But I do think that the character of Lucas could have definitely been betterly written about. He was portrayed as the villain of the story. However, there wasn't a lot written about Lucas to suggest that he was that much of a problem. Lucas could have been more dramatic in the story. So we have our 2 characters. We have April and we have James. Lucas is James's brother. April is originally engaged to Lucas, but Lucas does a few things that makes April break up with him and break off the engagement. But you'll know that if you read it, like what he does. I do think though that Lucas could have done a lot more to be portrayed as the villain in the book, because he does, I think, 2 or 3 things, and that's about it. Like, yes, what he does is bad, but Lucas is the villain of the story. So make him more villainy, more villainous than a few acts that he does. So I would have preferred if Tierney had made Lucas a bigger issue than what he was within the book. The book doesn't go up in like a hill kind of thing, where it goes drama, problem solved, happy ending, resolution. It doesn't go like that. It goes, it just is. The book is very flat, in my opinion, because it doesn't have a problem and then resolution and then a happy ending. It has the problem at the beginning, and then for 3 or 4 months, April is just very gloomy and sad, and then she gets with James, and then that is it. Like, there is nothing that affects her and James's relationship at all, which is what I was kind of expecting. I was kind of expecting there to be conflict or something that would get involved in April and James's relationship that may have strained it, or may have caused tension, or something that would have made, and then that would have made the happy ending a little bit more happier, in my opinion. I will read the blurb, but I will read the blurb later. Especially because Lucas has been going out with April for 3 years. He could have done a lot more, or been more of a villain within the book. But anyway, in my opinion, also the book wasn't really a forbidden romance, because there wasn't conflict between the characters, and April, yes, April went behind Lucas's back and dated James, and obviously Lucas and James are brothers, but it wasn't really forbidden. It didn't feel that forbidden. It felt secretive, yes, but it wasn't very forbidden. It was more secretive. April just ended up having a relationship with his brother and didn't tell Lucas. It wasn't really that forbidden. And it was just very awkward between James and Lucas. But the book is very spicy. I will give you that. 80% of the book is sexual. A lot of the end is very sexual. And we open the book with, I don't know if it's the first, or I think it's the second chapter or the third chapter. That's when there's spice, like the first load of spice that we get. But the spice and the sexual scenes are mainly towards the end of the book. So be advised, if you don't like sexual scenes, there are a lot in this book and they are very descriptive. Another thing about this book that I didn't like was how some of the sexual scenes were described. In my opinion, some of them were described in a way that I thought was a bit cringy, and therefore, yes, I enjoy reading books, I enjoy reading books and I don't mind the sexual scenes at all. I don't mind reading that. That doesn't bother me at all. But some of the things, when sexual scenes get described, sometimes they can be a little bit cringy or embarrassing to read. And there were a few scenes in this book that I thought were a little bit cringy to read. Yeah, that's it. Overall, though, the character of April was good. The character of James was nice. I liked the way that James's character was portrayed within the book, and I thought that James is a cute character. Total green flag, by the way. Sorry, I'm just a bit tired. Overall, though, pretty good book to read. I did finish it within 3 days, so not bad. So it says, she was meant to be with one brother, but what if the other brother was the one she was meant for all along? So it says, April had everything: her dream job, a beautiful home, and Lucas, her charming, polished fiance who adored her, until she found out he was keeping a secret she could never forgive. Heartbroken, she swears off men, then he walks into her life. James, the brooding, tattooed, and simply gorgeous bass player of Atlas Vale, the one she could never ever want because he was also Lucas's brother. James's temptation wrapped in the leather and late night promises, and resisting him is impossible. But musicians don't settle down. They chase the high of the stage, the thrill of the crowd, and with his band on the verge of stardom, April knows she's setting herself up for heartbreak all over again. Excuse me. She shouldn't want him. She definitely shouldn't fall for him. But when he looks at her like that, how is she supposed to walk away? Another thing that I meant about conflict is James is meant to be going on tour with his band, and April says she's okay with it, which is fine. They can do long distance. But I think one of the conflicts of the book could have been the strain of the relationship whilst they were together, because there are a lot of time jumps within this book. So a lot of things aren't mentioned. And I think what could have been good about this book is April and James's struggles whilst he was on tour about being together, because they're not together for like 3 months. So how are they gonna do it? Especially because they've been, you know, in love and all of this. The conflicts of him going on tour, she's okay with it. She ain't fussed, which is fine. Some people can do it, but there wasn't a lot of conflict within the book, which personally I think there should have been more conflict. It would have made the book more interesting, but yes. That's why I rated it a 3. I am going to put this book in for my Disney Reading Challenge as a Disney destination. New Orleans, a book with a connection to music. And this is because James is in a rock band and it is heavily mentioned throughout the book. It's also on the cover, like the guitar is also on the cover. So why not write it as the theme for the Disney Reading Challenge? But anyway, yes, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that if you are interested in that kind of thing, that you do give this book a read. It is a good book. It's just some things that I think could have been better and improved on, but hey ho. So thank you guys for joining me. If you did like this video, please make sure to hit the like button. Every like counts. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.